So it will be our roadmap. So we will be talking about what the network is, then what type of networks are in the market, how we configure those networks, so what the topologies are, then very famous OSI model, right? The Open System Interconnection Specifications model. Will be talking about that and what happens at each of its layer, right? It's a 7 layers model. So each and layer, every layer, how it behaves. Then we will be moving forward towards our devices, which devices are involved in the networking, hub switches, routers, etc. And then network IP addressing. Who knows IP addressing? You know, good command.
I have complete.
You are really confident with IP addressing?
Long time ago, I
Long time. So we will be talking about the IP addressing and then its fundamentals, how we convert binary to decimal, decimal to binaries, and then how our machines get assigned with an IP address, how we are assigning the IP addresses to our machines, and how they resolve the name against those IP addresses and IP addresses to names, right? So DHCP and DNS servers we will be discussing, and then routing and switching, how they works, what type of protocols we are using in routing and switching, right? And how they help us to move the data from destination A to destination B. Then TCP/IP, and you are saying again and again TCP/IP. What is TCP/IP, sir? So we will be talking about those protocols, right? TCP protocols. Then cabling, what type of media we are using to connect the devices, interconnect the devices, and why they are different, why we need different media at different type of networks, and if we are using which type of media and what type of benefits we are getting from it, and why we shouldn't use that type of wires in some specific networks. So then rollover, crossover, those are the types of cables, how we configure the cables. Then wide area network, wireless networking, and then the management and troubleshooting. Troubleshooting is a hard part, or configuration is a hard part? Albert, which one is more hard, configure or troubleshoot? Troubleshooting. So when some PC comes to you guys and they ask us, okay, we have this issue, how you guys troubleshoot? Go through bunch of steps, right? But if we have experience, then we may be going directly to that point. But if we don't have experience, then we follow the steps. Okay, now I need to do this, then this, right? Otherwise, we can go directly there. Okay, I have tackled this issue already. I know what the issue is, right? That comes with the experience. So documentation is very important. Whichever the company we are, they always provide us with documentation as well. So whatever we need to do, documentation is there. And as a network administrator or system administrator, it's our responsibility to maintain those documentations as well, right? So we need to keep them updated. So if the new guy is coming, they know what the network was and how the systems were configured in the environment. And then the most important, security, who should log into our networks, who should be stopped, which type of access they should have, and which type of access they shouldn't be have, right? So according to the levels of the job, where we can access or where we cannot, right? And then how we are securing our network using firewalls or different other devices. So then networking tools, we bunch of tools are command line tools, and bunch of our physical tools we keep using when we are configuring the networks and when we are troubleshooting the networks. All type of tools are available. Their tools can be software or hardware, right? And the command line as well, just to issue a command. What do you think? What is network?
Well, probably like IP address, routers. That's what I think what network is.
IP address and routers.
Yeah.
What is network?
Well, my definition for network would be probably a group of things coming out of the same umbrella. That's just
What?
okay. Network, probably a group of how to put it? Yeah, well. Okay, well, a group of something like the internet, man. The internet is a network, right? Where a group of computers come together to form one. See where I'm going with it.
Internet, very big network, right? We are on small class, man. Please don't take us there. We will be lost, right? Sir, what is network?
Okay. My definition is a group of components which include a router and switch where you can set up a small and then you can go big like the internet and so forth.
Albert,
I think my definition of network is if you have more than one computer and these two units or computer try to communicate is a network.
Zubair sir,
I think the same thing, yeah.
don't try to agree. Come up with your own words.
Computers, group of computers connected together using switch routers and communicating.
Mr. Patel, what do you think?
I think it's a group of components such as computers, routers, in order to form a network, like in order to communicate and exchange data to each other in a secure and faster way.
In secure and faster way. See, everyone know everything, right? So other than me and Brent. So when we talk about the networks, why we bring routers and switches there, right? So our networking concepts would like to talk about these things as well. Without these things, we think the network is not complete, right? So we always, when we say network, we start talking about the switches and the routers. So Albert came with very good example, and Zubair as well, and Patel. So all interconnected devices. Network is a interconnected devices to share the data. Our ultimate goal is to sharing the data. You know, while ago when we did not have the computer, how we were sharing the data? What was the way?
Mail. Before computers?
Before computers, we did not have computers.
Mail.
Mail.
Yeah.
So, right, if we are sitting in the same office, we are doing some job. So I'm working on some file, and after me, Brent need to work on that file. I will pass on that file to his table, right? Then from his table to some other tables. So we were sharing our physical files, and then we are storing those files in some racks. So we are storing the files, and then whenever we are starting our day, we bringing out the files and we started working on those, right, in a sequence. And where the file need to go, it needs to be passed on physically. So we were working like that. But when the PC came into existence, they introduced IBM introduced his company, made mess, and he invented the computer PC. We started working on these PCs, right? When we started working on these PCs, the big challenge was now onward how should we share the data, right? How file will now move from one table to another table, how it will be in the enterprise world or the big companies, how they will share the data from one place to another. So if the file needs to be go on this other location, as you said, mail, so we are sending the mail, or the peon was taking the file to that office and getting signed and work done and came back. So everything was working well, yeah, very smooth work was going on. But with the invention of PC, it came with the challenges. The biggest challenge was how to share the data. Then the engineers and the other guys started working on these things. So how to handle this challenge now? So what they did, the very beginning, everything was, if we are going to buy one PC, we had to buy the same, the mouse, keyboard, everything from the same company. The first monopoly was of IBM. So everything was proprietary, right? So we had to fix with them. Okay, if one company is giving me the stuff, I have to stick with that. And then we came in with the floppies and those things to share the data from one place to another. And what was the floppy drive? How much data that was carrying?
1.44.
No, less than
In MBs, right?
540.
Right. So very small we, and if we have any software, and we had a bunch of floppy drives then, right? And we need to insert one by one. It's very, just a few days ago we came up with the idea of the USB. Otherwise, we were taking care of the data using those floppy drives, and then the CDs and those things. And then how they overcome this challenge, the networking, right? To connect the PCs from one PC to another, then the third PC. So we were started connecting the PCs, and we started sharing the data. And now, what is the smallest network? The smallest network. You are the most young guy.
Yeah.
You have more energy than all other guys. Everyone is taking care of their families, right? And you are taken care by your parents. So it's a big difference, right? So you should be more energetic, fresh. So good. I'm really happy to see you in the class, especially. It's the age when should we start taking steps. Instead of wasting time sitting on the computers and playing the games and doing other stuff, it's the time to gain something. It's the best time we can learn. We can absorb anything, right? So you guys are the players now, right? So what is the smallest network we may have?
Local done? Yeah, local area network.
Local area network maybe is covering the whole building.
A SOHO network or home network?
Soho network,
A home network.
home network. So if I just connect my USB drive to my PC, is it not a network? Is data is not sharing there? So smallest network, if we are connecting a USB to my PC, it's a network. If I'm connecting any type of two devices who has capability to share the data, we are achieving a network definition, right? So every interconnecting devices to share the data, it's a network. Anyone interested in the CompTIA NetworkPlus history? CompTIA company's history? I'm not. Are you guys? So history is a little boring thing, right? So we can pass on.
Do you gonna have any question on the exam or no?
Who talks about companies? So the CompTIA itself. What is the CompTIA? All of these companies are CompTIA, right? And maybe many more. CompTIA is an association, right? So if it's an association means bunch of people are sitting together and they are doing something. So bunch of companies are involved. Why CompTIA came into existence? That really important. Why we need that CompTIA? As I said, if we were buying a PC, monitor, CPU, the mouse, keyboard, everything from one company, proprietary, and we could not able to go with the second company. The next time any piece I need to buy for my network, I was bound to buy from the same specific company, because otherwise they were not going to work together, right? The both are using their own standards. HP was using its own standard, Dell was using its own standard, IBM was using its own standard. So everyone is using its own standard. So we were not able to bring different pieces together from different companies, and that was a very expensive thing. That made it technology very expensive. So I can still recall when I bought the first computer and how that expensive was. Due to just I had to buy every piece from the same company, and I was not able to use other companies' components. So the CompTIA, these companies, they realized if we will be keep doing this, we are not gonna survive for longer period of time. The people will be tired of these things, and they sat together and they decided and they came up with this CompTIA. It's an association, right? So they started working on different standards they can use. Or I see if IBM is producing some component, HP is producing the same component, or other components, or any vendor, they need to follow some standards now. Right now we don't mind. We have Dell monitor, IBM CPU, PC, and then keyboard is from other company, mouse from other companies. No, who cares, right? Now we just take the name. Okay, I need a mouse, I need keyboard. I don't care. Tell the okay, I need IBM keyboard. So this CompTIA, it was a big change. It came up with the standardizations. So now we have the standards every company have to follow. So due to those standards, those protocols, standard things, it was a big change. That achieved basically the networking goals, the sharing, that how we are sharing the data. Now it's very easy. Before it wasn't. So CompTIA is offering these certifications: A+, NetworkPlus, so CDIA, Cloud, Project, a bunch of certifications are there. The good thing, all are vendor free. They are not vendor specific certifications. Before, if we were at that time in that era, the certifications were specific as well. If we are learning IBM, we are learning IBM. If we are learning HP products, we are learning HP products. That is not gonna work the same knowledge for other companies. So our opportunities in the market was very reduced, right? We had very less opportunities. And now these certifications are vendor free. They are going to apply for each and every company. So every company recognized A plus, NetworkPlus certifications. These looks very basic certifications, but still, if I go through some job descriptions and for higher level of jobs, even then I will find somewhere A plus, NetworkPlus. If it's not part of every description of the jobs, but still there are. And sometimes I amazed when I see level 3 jobs and they put somewhere, okay, better if we know better, not required, but better if we have A plus and NetworkPlus, those things as well. So the guy who knows from the bottom to top, that is well worth. So the guys who knows only the upper levels, they might not that much helpful for the companies, because if the issue is on the lower sides, so then the guy has the knowledge, upper level knowledge, he had to wait some technician type guy, right? He will come and help him out and we will take him out, right? So if we have A plus, NetworkPlus, these are basics, but all of these are providing some type of ground for higher certifications and higher educations as well. If it's a server plus, it's leading towards then Windows servers and Windows clients and everything. So if we have security plus, we have then CCNA security and then CCNP security and the CCIA security. So these are the basics for those. Then NetworkPlus, we are going to start then CCNA router and switch and those things, right? So cloud is providing the base for cloud computing now. Anyone who has goal to go to the cloud computing? No one, none of you guys interested in cloud computing?
I came with a Hyper-V before, but because
Hyper-V? Yeah, Hyper-V virtualization, right? So it's really, you learn Hyper-V?
no, I came with the software, yeah,
Right,
yeah. Because Windows come with the Hyper-V,
right.
and you can on Windows 10 and then visualization and
Yeah, it's one of the feature.
yeah, one of the features. Because I also see the VMware. I mean, that they're also doing, but I think the VMware is a company you need to pay. But Windows they offer the Hyper-V for free.
Yeah. Hyper-V. What anyone else knows Hyper-V? What is Hyper-V?
I used it back in college, I think.
Is it bad?
I don't know very much about it.
Yeah. So Hyper-V, VMware, these are virtualization solutions. So whatever we have, these physical PCs, we may have in virtual. We cannot touch, we cannot feel, but it exists. So the PC, it will work the same in, for example, this is my PC. I can have multiple operating system on top of it using that virtualization technology. We will start today, we will do something on that just to see how we can share the data, to understand what the network is and the importance of the network. Either we are in the small network, we are connecting our USB to our PC, or we are working for the whole globe, right? The purpose is only one: data. Sharing the data from one point to another. We are making a phone call at the other end of the globe. What we are doing? We are sharing, right? So if we are sending the email and receiving the emails, we are sharing. If we are on the voice over IP phones, we are sharing. So whatever we are doing, we are basically sharing the data. Some piece of data is moving on the wires or on the wireless media in kind of frequencies or in kind of electrical signals. It's moving around. So we are sharing the basically all the time different type of data. So these are some certifications I just put for you guys. These are crucial nowadays. So CompTIA Network Plus. If we are going to choose the networking side, then CCNA, CCNP are really important. But if we are going to choose system side, then MCSA 2012 R2, and now we are teaching 2016 in this college. Server 2016, Office 365, Exchange, Cloud Computing, SCCM, ITIL, and here we virtualization. Virtualization can be, we can virtualize our infrastructure, we can virtualize servers, we can virtualize applications, desktop, we can virtualize anything now. So whatever we have in physical, we may have in virtual form as well. So these are the virtualization. I put only word technology because we can go for Hyper-V. If our tendencies, we are intending to go towards Microsoft, Hyper-V is good. And if we are going for the open virtualization, the best solution is VMware. VMware is a really good tool.
What is SCCM and ITIL?
These are ITIL. It's information technology. I cannot recall now the full name, but the SCCM is System Center Configuration Manager. System Center Configuration Manager. We can access the whole inventory of the company. We may have at one place. We can get the informations. We can deploy the patches, updates every month using SCCM. We can deploy different softwares using SCCM. We can deploy Windows 10 right now, very current thing. We can deploy Windows 10 using SCCM. So we don't need to go to physical to each and every PC to install those Windows. We can use SCCM to deploy the operating systems. And who would like to search ITIL? What is ITIL? Zubair, do you know?
Some kind of library.
Yeah, infrastructure library. So information technology infrastructure library. We have different version of ITIL. It's basically regarding the management, those things, when we are working in those areas. We have different softwares available for ITIL. So we see what the softwares are most suitable to our business needs, how they align with our business needs. So as we said, the network is a collection of computer devices connected together. A main function is to sharing the data. What usually we do when we are moving towards networking, so building and operating network requires quite a few things. Whenever we need to do something, what we do first? We design, right? We plan for something. If we need to build a house, what we do? First we design on the paper. We call it a map of our house. So we always, okay, over here we will have bedrooms, washroom, living rooms, and first floor, second floor. We design. And then we get the materials, what required to build that according to that map, according to design. To implement on that design, we buy different materials. And in networking we have devices, how many hubs, how many switches, how many routers, how many firewalls, how many what type of media, how much media we require. Media means cabling. So what the things are required to build that, design, to work on that design. What do you think? Design is more critical, or implementation to implement that design is more critical?
implementing
Implementing.
because of the dates and the deadlines probably.
So designing is easier as compared to implementation.
Design, it depends on the what the client requires. If they meet the expectation of the client, but once it's met, then implementation will be a little bit harder because you need to maintain the cost and the deadlines.
When we design, what we do, what the things we take into consideration in designing. The most important factor is cost. We know our resources. According to the resources we plan, we design something. Right? So, how many levels of job we have in IT? Sir? Yeah. We say, okay, level 1 job, level 2 job, right?
Level 1, 2, 3,
I think.
3,
3?
Yeah.
level 4? I don't know.
I think like I've seen the postings, they always say level 3 is the last like I've seen.
Yeah, you guys never see the level 4, right? Level 3 is there.
Level 3.
Level 1, level 2, level 3. These design guys are level 4.
So administration.
What is more important then? These architects who design the networks, they are getting way more money. And the companies, when they are designing, they spend more time on designing as compared to implementation. Implementation comes later. Sometimes designing something takes years. It depends how bigger networks we are going to design, what type of resources we have, all the informations, gathering of the informations and putting that on the paper. It's big thing. The implementations guys, what they do,
Yes.
the networking administrators or those guys, what they do, they follow those designs. No, they don't need to come up with the ideas. They are not coming with the unique ideas. They are just following the instructions. They are going to follow the guidelines provided by the designers, architects. We call in market architects, right? Architects, they play the bigger role. So you would be an architect, man, right? You started in early age. It's good. You can achieve that. So then first, if we architect something, we design something, then we start gathering the material to build our house. In networking, then according to the design, we know our design is telling me, okay, how many switches are in design, how easier it is, right? Instead, if I don't have any design, then I will have to think, man, okay, I'm going to configure network, how many switches should I buy, how many routers I need, how many firewalls required. Everything is on design now. They have designed for us, okay, man, I need to just count, okay, this much switches are there, right? Okay, buy it. And the thing is, we are not going to buy even those things. According to the design, the purchaser have bought the stuff. We, the network administrators, we are going to configure them, interconnect them. We are going to give them a physical shape. Whatever we have on the papers, we are now giving it a shape. So our roles a little will comes later, right? So these devices, computers, cables, connectors mean how we are configuring our cables ends of our cables, where to connect. So we are using connectors at the end of the cables to connect to our devices. All of these RJ45 over here, we have all cabling coming to the switch. We are using connectors at the end, RJ45. So these connectors, switches, routers, testing tools, technical knowledge, all these things. So collection of these devices that are used to communicate and share information with other computers, other networks. We call it a network, right? One network. Then security, only authenticated users should have access. And what the criteria we are going to use to identify, okay, which guy belongs to our network or which doesn't. So all those protocols, all those things are in the security. And then after designing, after building the networks, after giving them the physical shape, and then keep doing some security implementations to secure our networks, what the next step is? If our new house, maybe 6-7 months, 1 year, 2 years, there is no maintenance, but after that the maintenance will be required. So the skill set we need to maintain our networks to perform some kind of maintenance on regular basis. And if we are in Microsoft side, Microsoft released patches on every second Tuesday of the month, right? So every second Tuesday of the month, Microsoft released patches. What are the patches? Updates, right? If you guys are looking at home, sometimes you are turning your PC and PC is saying, okay, updates required. Updates are available, right? Let's install the update. And now they are forcing us to install the updates by when you going to shut down the computer is saying, okay, update and shut down, update and restart. They are not giving us option simple shut down or restart when the patches are there, when the updates are there available. So we have to choose one of the option, right? And then system goes on the updates. Those are maintenance. The loopholes get introduced by different people to companies. Microsoft come to know, okay man, these are the loopholes, we need to apply some patch on that. So they then introduce the patches every month. So that comes under maintenance, and it's a regular maintenance. We cannot avoid that if we are on system sides. And then see how much cost involved in all the things. Then we need user interaction and training. We usually train our end users how to interact with these devices on daily basis. So guys, to see how the network works, so we are going to do some small lab so we can understand how we share the data. One thing, Brand, please, it's an attendance sheet. The first day I'm requesting to write your name, email address in capital letters. I need that. I will take a picture of that. So the coming classes you guys can use any language for your attendance, but today please English and capital letters. Especially email. So guys, on your computers, it might, you guys still have one account I created if someone did not delete. Computer NetworkPlus. NetworkPlus, we have user account there. So log in using that account. It's a VMware workstation. It's another virtualization solution. What is virtualization? As we were talking about, if I have this PC right now, we have one PC, right? Everyone is using one PC, and we have what we have on top of it, Windows 10, right? So we have installed Windows 10 on it, right? In our case we have Windows 10 Pro, and then on this Windows 10 Pro is a operating system. It's a operating system. And on this top of this operating system, what we have installed our VMware workstation. So we installed VMware workstation. Right now you are looking at that. So this one is a VMware workstation, and using this VMware workstation, now we are capable enough to install bunch of virtual machines on top of it. As many as we want, we can go with virtual machines. So each VM will be a separate machine, as we are using right now our physical one. So each machine will act so we can install operating system here, any operating system. It can be Windows 8, Windows 10, anything. Over here again, operating system. So each machine is a different computer now, but we only used one PC, one physical PC. So how can I install this much virtual machines on top of it on one hardware? What they are sharing their all the physical resources they are getting from this physical machine. We called it host, where on top of that we are going to install bunch of virtual machines. Where we are installing those, it's a host. For example, this machine is a host machine now, and these machines are what we are going to install will be guest. Simple. If someone is visiting our house, we are host, and who is coming? Guest. So we have this physical machine, and top of that we used one virtualization solution. That is, in our case, VMware Workstation. And now using that VMware Workstation, we are capable to install bunch of VMs on top of it. All of those VMs are host for this physical machine. We can we don't need, we can just delete it. I just came to you guys and I deleted even from the disk. I said, man, you are more than a bunch of days now, and guest is only for 3 days. The best good guests are not stays more than 3 days. So please leave my home. So now we kicked off those virtual machines. They are messed up virtual machines. Basically, we have done multiple tasks on those machines. So for those machines were not good for you guys, right? So we are going to install new ones. So these are the guests. What virtualization, in the beginning, what if we have very small company and I have 2 applications, I need 2 servers, 2 different hardware servers. What will I do? I will install operating system on this hardware, the server hardware, and on this server hardware, right? I have operating system now. On top of it, I will install my required application. Each application, usually in the production world, we go separate for each and every application, separate operating system, separate hardware, right? Separate machine. So if that physical server is going down, the rest of the application still alive. If we are installing all of our applications on one hardware and that hardware goes down, it fails sometimes, something bad happened to it, all application will be gone, right? So in production, what we do, we keep installing the applications on separately. One application on one hardware, separate other application on separate hardware. I'm just talking about the initial things. The things are a little different now. But in case we are using two physical servers, and if I have good physical server over here, for example using these, I have my memory RAM. I'm using RAM, for example, over here to 56 GB. I'm using processor, really good high-end processor. I'm using hard disk. Maybe I'm using 2 terabyte or maybe 20 terabyte or whatever it can be, and the same hardware I'm using here on the second server. So RAM to 56 GB, then processor, and then hard disk. Two terabyte, right? So if I'm running only one application on my this server, for example, I'm running it's my web server. I'm running my website on top of it, and this one is my maybe file server. So instead of using, maybe my web server needs only 10 GB of RAM, or maybe 20 GB of RAM, 32 GB of RAM, but not to 56 GB. Processor, maybe it will be using 10% of my processor, 20% of my processor. Hard disk maybe 100 GB, maybe 200 GB, 1 terabyte, but not using 2 terabyte. So I'm wasting my resources here. And the resources are required on the second server by some other application, and if they are using only maybe 32 GB RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk, 20% or 50% of processor, the rest are useless. My resources are sitting there. I have bought high-end processor servers, so I'm wasting my resources here. So instead of having two servers, what I will do, I will go with one. I will install some hypervisor, that is hypervisor virtualization solution. Hypervisor is a software. This VMware workstation is a hypervisor. So I will install some hypervisor on my one server, and I will install two virtual machines on top of it, right? Sharing the resources. Half resources will be used by one VM, half resources will be used by the second VM. And now by having the same resources, I'm achieving my goal. My both applications are running on separate operating systems, on separate virtual machines. So virtual machine is exactly the copy of the physical. It looks exact work like a physical machine. The difference, end users who are accessing those servers, they cannot feel any difference. But as administrators, we know this one is a VM and this one is a physical. And the end user if we are accessing any website, do we know either website is sitting on physical server or the virtual server? No, right? We keep accessing we are using Gmail accounts. When we access Gmail, where the Gmail our mailboxes are sitting, somewhere on the servers, and we have no clue. Either they are sitting on the virtual servers or physical servers. No clue. We are clueless. But the guys who are working there, who have built those environments, they know. They have either VMs or they have physical machines. So it's virtualization. When we say in virtualization, we have two types. We have two types of virtualization. One is type 1. So type 1 virtualization, and then type 2. Type 2 virtualization. What is type 1 and type 2? Type 2 virtualization is the case I just discussed right now. This one is a type 2 virtualization. I had hardware, this one was my hardware, my PC, right? And then on hardware I had Windows 10, and then on top of Windows 10 we installed a virtualization solution, a VMware workstation, and then we are going to install VMs on top of that. When we are using an operating system in between hardware and the hypervisor, it's a type 2 virtualization. And type 1, what is type 1? If I have this hardware, this is my hardware. Hardware means this PC, any server, and on top of that I'm installing any hypervisor, and then on top of this hypervisor I'm going to have bunch of virtual machines. And this will be a then type 2 virtualization, this one, type 1. Here we in between hardware and hypervisor we don't have any operating system, but in the first scenario what we discussed, we have hardware, and on hardware we have an operating system, and then on top of operating system we have a hypervisor. So in between hardware and hypervisor we have some extra piece, that is our operating system. It's a type 2. So in type 1 virtualization, hypervisor is directly installed on hardware. Or usually we use the word bare metal hardware. We have nothing on that hardware other than the hypervisor. We are installing hypervisor directly on the hardware. And in type 2 virtualization, hypervisor is installed on some operating system. So means we have operating system in between our hardware and hypervisor. Then it's a type 2 virtualization. Yes, sir.
What are the advantages or disadvantages of Taiwan or Type 2? Can you give an example?
Yeah.
Because the VMware, can we put one in the VMware on the Type 1 also? Or different?
In type 1 virtualization, what we have different hypervisor. Type 1, the examples of type 1, okay, let me write down there. So it's ESXi from VMware. Hyper-V from Microsoft. These are most popular ones. So KVM from Linux. So we have these type 1 virtualizations examples. On the other hand, type 2, examples include VMware Workstation, again Hyper-V, VirtualBox, so these are the few examples of these two types. What is the difference in productions? We are dealing with type 1 virtualization. We do not install our hypervisor on top of any operating system. We directly install our hypervisors on the hardware, and then those are the more capable the hypervisors that they can take care of hundreds of the machines. But the type 1 we are using in labs, maybe not only in, sometimes the system administrators, they may have their own lab environment in the production. The companies have lab environment as well. They go with the lab or testing environments, but they try to have those lab or testing environments identical to their production environments. So what they are testing, or they are using some in labs and they are testing in their lab environments, they can apply over the production environment. So there will be no difference then. It means they have tested the new updates, they have tested the new softwares, new applications, exactly almost the identical things, right? So now they are confident to apply those things on their production things. But if they are using type 2 hypervisor in their lab or testing environment and they are applying on the type 1, there will be a much differences. So it means they are not truly testing their applications, softwares or updates. It will not be a true test. In labs, in our teaching environments, we are using these hypervisors for learning purposes. And even sometimes the system administrators may have their own PC, and on top of their PC they are using these hypervisors. So whatever they are going to apply in their test environments, first they can try on their own lab environments. So it's for our own these uses, the labs uses, the learning, teaching, these things. We are using these type 2. In production there is no type 2. Only type 1 hypervisors are in use in the productions. So we will, before installing the VMs, you guys may have 20 minutes break. We will be having break every time in every class at 5 o'clock, and then you guys can come back 20 or 25 at 5:20 or 25. If you guys would like to enjoy some coffee, we have Tim Horton across the street. So guys, please on your VMware workstation, it will be looking like this. Just click on create a new virtual machine on this tab, create a new. Please click on create a new virtual machine, and on the first page of the wizard just please click on next, and on this page please browse, click on browse, and then find out on your C drive or E drive there will be one folder ISO or maybe software, and you will have there an Windows 8 Enterprise. So guys, if it's look like Windows 8.1 detected, then please click on next, and then please on virtual machine name give it a name NT. What is NT? Maybe. So our class is NetworkPlus, so we can go with NP. NP hyphen, so WN 8, so NP hyphen Win 8, and then please click on browse, so is any difficulty in seeing on the board? Hard to see?
Right.
Is it better now? So NP hyphen Windows 8, and then please click on browse, and then scroll down for your E drive storage E, in my case, in your case SSD E.
Yeah.
Click on that, and then please in the bottom there is make new folder. Click on make new folder and give it the same name NP hyphen Win 8. And then please make sure it's highlighted, this folder is, it's selected, and then do OK. So it should look like this. In case any issue, just please let me know. I will come to you guys. So then please, are we on the same page now?
Yes.
Then please click on next, and it's 60 GB, it's good. Just click on next, and now please click on customize hardware. Customize hardware, click on that, and it's selected memory T 2 GB. Come to the right side of this pane and then scroll up to 4 GB. So it should look like here in the box, it should be 4096 MB. If it's not divisible by 4, it's not gonna work properly, the memory. And then please click on this network adapter on the left side, and then on the right side click on the custom, drop down, and then select VMnet 2. the third option. So what we did, we are over here, we are selecting the hardware for our this machine we are going to create. As we said, the VMs share the physical resources with its host. Basically, host provides the resources to VM. Host is sharing its own resources with VM. So here we customizing the hardware. We are saying, okay, we don't want to go with 2 GB RAM, we need 4 GB RAM. And okay, the network adapter, I'm going to connect with my custom switch, that is VMnet 2. We are going to connect this machine with a switch as well. So network adapter is by default is on NAT. So these are bunch of options where we can connect our network adapter of this machine. Network adapter means as you guys have on these PCs. So if we are going to select bridged one, what bridge will do, it will bridge our network with this physical network of the NetPlus that we don't want, right? The second is NAT. It can help us to go out of our LAN to WAN, so we can access internet. We are not choosing this option as well. Host only our VMs will be able to talk to each other, and the host machine, they will be able to talk to each other. We can go with that as well, but we went for custom. So we are going for the customization. We have switches, we are gonna use our own switches. And then this network adapter will be now connected with VMnet 2. Then please click on add. We are going to add another network adapter, and we will connect that network adapter with the switch that will take our machine to the internet. We are going to install evaluation operating system on our VM. The operating system copies we have from Microsoft, these are evaluation copies. So when we go to the internet, it will get registered for automatically for 90 days. After registering this operating system with Microsoft, when we will see it's get registered for 90 days, we will disable this network card. So we don't want communication with the outer world for our lab purposes. So right now we are going to add that network adapter. So please click on add. In your case, please click on no. And now please, the new window pop up. So please select network adapter. After selecting network adapter, click on next. And then again please click on custom. And in custom we have one switch, that is VMnet 8 NAT. In front of that it's written NAT, VMnet 8 NAT. We will talk about this NAT after a couple of classes, but right now just please VMnet 8 NAT, select this one and do finish. Now our both of the switch and the network adapters look like this. One network adapter is connected to VMnet 8 and the one network adapter to VMnet 2. So now after customizing the hardware, now we have customized our hardware. So click on close. And then please on the main window click on finish. Who has created the VMs earlier before this class? Anybody? No one? So now this now installation is in process. No, everyone is on this page?
No,
Not yet?
not yet.
Let me know when you are there.
Okay.
Everyone got this page? So see, first we have language to install. We are going with English United States. If we will change this option, very dangerous. We can get some weird language. The last keyboard or input method, it's US. We will go with that. If we are going to select Canadian or something else, Canadian means we can get French either or English. So in the middle one, the middle option is time and currency format. We will change this one, so it will change our time zone to the Canadian zone. So the middle one, make sure middle one, just drop down, click drop arrow on the middle one, and then scroll a little bit upside. So you guys will find English Canada. So this option, English Canada. Got it?
Yeah.
So click on that and make sure the first we have English United States, middle one English Canada, and the last one US. So then please click on next and then click on install now. So let me know when you will get the license page. Everyone got it? So then please, to accept the license, check this box, click on it, and then please click next. On next, which option should we choose? Either the upgrade one or the custom one? Why?
Because we don't have to. I just chose custom. Charge us faster.
Why not upgrade?
Because
Can this is just switch from one window to another?
the files would move from the other.
From one operating system to another.
Which option?
The first one, the upgrade.
Not from one to another, but the thing is, if we have something already, then we can upgrade, right?
It's not really.
Very simple. So if we don't have anything earlier, how we can upgrade? What we are going to upgrade, right? So we will be going to choose the second option, custom. And then here we have the disk. We have only one disk available. We are going with the single partition. Otherwise we can create partition on this page as well. So just click on next and let it install. So guys, it's installing. So please click on this we have on top. Whichever the VM we will add, it will show up over on this bar as a tab. So for one tab we have NP Win 8 right now. Besides we have home tab. Click on that home tab. Albert? So on home tab, again click on create a new virtual machine. Then please on the first page click on next and then see if already Windows 8.1 is detected or not.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
So if it's detected, we don't need to browse again. So please click on next and now give it a name, np hyphen win 8 hyphen 2. So it will be our second machine. So then click on browse Why we are choosing the SSD drive? That is a faster drive. We on your PCs, you guys have two drives. One is HDD, and the second one is SSD. We are going to browse to SSD drive, so it will be a faster behavior, right? So again, please then go for SSD drive. Scroll down and select E drive, that is SSD, and then please click on make new folder, and now according to the new name, give it a name. So np hyphen win 8 hyphen 2.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I kind of I lag behind a little bit. After you
So now this folder look like this, right? E colon backslash np, and then please click on next. Again on next, over here we are actually selecting the hard disk size, how much we are sharing the hard disk from host with our guest. So click on next and then customize hardware. So Gerald, are you with us?
yes, I'm with you.
So on memory, please, it's selected already, so moved up to 4 GB. Then please click on network adapter, click on custom, and connect this machine with VMnet 3. VMnet 3. Then we will be adding one more network adapter, so we can go online to register our machine with Microsoft. So click on add, then click on network adapter, click on next,
When I click on the voice building, okay.
then please select custom. Anyone falling behind?
I'm at the,
I will.
I'm at, do you want to allow
Put
this?
no.
Oh. So, custom.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm at VMnet 3.
VMnet 3. Okay, let me go back. So over here right now we are selecting VMnet 3.
Yeah.
So this one, and then please click on add.
Okay.
In the bottom side, click on add, and then again click on network adapter.
Okay, so when I click on add, I go to, do you want to allow the hub to?
No. And after selecting network adapter, click on next. Now choose custom option and then drop down for VMnet 8 NAT. VMnet 8 NAT, in bracket it's NAT. So then please click on finish, and then please close. Click on close. Again please click on finish. Now it's creating the disk. So is it completed for everyone?
No.
Yeah, it's good for me.
Yes.
Please let me know when you are on this page.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
Got that? So everyone,
Yes.
same practice. The middle one, please select and move it to English Canada. Scroll up. I was about to select Chinese.
For mine, I don't have any English option. Only English. There's no option.
You don't have any option
No.
for the middle one?
No, for the first one.
No, first one, yeah, maybe. Yeah, there is only one option. Good. That's best. So middle one English Canada and the third one US. So please click on next and then click on install now. Are you guys on the license page?
Yeah.
Then please check mark for I accept the license terms and then next. Choose the custom option, then next, and now let it install. Let's see what's going on the second machine. Is it ready or not?
Oh, that's not for the first one.
Yeah, see now we have these two tabs over here on the top. Besides home we have NP Win 8 and NP Win 8-2. So we just need to click on the tab and we will be keep switching between the VMs. So if you have everything on the hardware, you cannot switch like this, right? With one click from one operating system to another operating system.
Oh,
So please click on the first tab NPVN Win 8 and now it's almost ready. So give it a name. Everyone's machine is ready. So give it a name, PC name, whatever we have labeled it before. That was just a label. So it NP hyphen Win 8. So it's our first machine and we labeled it. Label mean we bought a hardware and we put a label here. Okay, this will be our machine. So we don't need to open it. Before opening we know what inside is. So when after giving the name, click on next and then please choose use express settings. And now please we need to sign in to your Microsoft account. We don't have Microsoft account. So click on create a new account. Don't hand. So let me check other options as well.
It's kind of working, right?
Yeah. So click create a new account. And then the last option, sign in without a Microsoft account. So when fits, if Gerald is not helping you, ban his dinner.
Teamwork.
No dinner today then.
Is it create a local account or create a Microsoft account?
Just first we are clicking on create a new account, then we are going with sign in without a Microsoft account.
Yeah. Okay, but I don't see that page.
when you will click on the create a new account, the next page is this one.
Yeah. Create.
See, are you seeing this one? Create a Microsoft account like this? Or no? Are you on this page?
Yeah. Sign out. Sign with not out. Yeah. I
Yes,
see it.
sign in without a Microsoft account. This one. No one?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I got it.
No, I'm talking with Gerald and
Oh, yeah, we got it.
yeah. So please click on sign in without a Microsoft account. And now we have it's a local account option now. So username, please admin, ADMIN. And password, we are using welcome to W capital. So WELCOME 2. W capital, so welcome to. And if you guys will click and hold on this I, you can see either you enter the password right or not. And in hint you can just type capital W.
What is hint? W?
The capital W. So we know welcome to, but W is capital. So then please click on finish. And then the right bottom, click on finish. It always takes some time, it's Windows 8. So we can go to the second window, click on the second tab, NP Win 82. And now the second machine is ready, right? What will be the name of this machine? So NP hyphen Win 8 hyphen 2. So after typing the name, click on next. Then please select use express settings, click on that. And now please on this page create a new account, click on create a new account, second option. And when they are asking you create a new account, let it know okay, sign in without a Microsoft account. So sign in without a Microsoft account. When fits in the end.
Yeah, okay.
So then now please again give it a username admin, ADMIN, and the password welcome to W capital. And again hint is capital W. So after typing the password, please click on finish. Let it be ready and come to the first machine. First tab for NP Win 8. It's still getting ready, so let it be ready. accessing something in front, right? It's a physical on-prem. We are in front of our servers and the PCs. And if they're sitting somewhere else, we are accessing them remotely. We are not managing them ourselves. We are renting out with someone. So I just went to Vanfields and said, man, can you please give me few virtual machines? And he has the virtual machines ready. He said, okay, man, you may have access to these virtual machines, right? I'm sitting at home, I am accessing his facilities, right? He's providing me secure, very good, configured VMs. I'm enjoying those VMs by sitting my home, accessing remotely. So it's a cloud. I'm not going with my own infrastructure. I'm renting some infrastructure from some company, but that company has that infrastructure somewhere sitting, right? It's not the cloud, right? It's just a word, term, beautiful term.
So, how secure is it? You say you.
Actually, just we have concerns, but it's secure. If you guys are on-prem, and we have to go to internet, right?
Yeah. There's no network.
Everything is going to internet.
Yeah.
Then what the reason not to trust on these things?
So you have to trust that.
Yeah, we have to trust. The coming words, the coming eras, we are going to deal with only cloud computing.
I can imagine how big the machine was, right? So it's storing.
So guys, on your first VM, the VM Win8, right click on this Windows icon, come back to the NetworkPlus class, otherwise you will be in cloud. My another expert is cloud computing. I'm not that much good in AWS side, Amazon side, but I'm really good in Azure side, Microsoft Windows Azure. So command prompt, click on command prompt admin,
Which one? The first one or
the first one, the from bottom, the first one, command prompt admin, click on yes for prompt up, and then please, how we can ping the second machine now?
By the name?
How we check the connectivity between two machines? How we check that? By pinging, right? The first thing is we send a ping command, right? So what is the second name, machine name? np hyphen win 8 hyphen 2. Before hit enter, who think we will be able to ping that? So Mr. Patel, we will be able to ping or not?
With the name?
Even,
Yeah, I think we should be.
Should be? Okay,
We
then
can
hit.
try.
Okay,
But I think we need the IP address now.
okay, let's try first.
yeah, that's right.
Single press cannot find host.
Cannot find the host.
Yeah, maybe I think the IP address.
So you want IP address? So please come to the second machine, npwin82, or let's find out the IP address of this machine. So again on the second machine, right click on Windows icon and open the command prompt admin. Click yes for this pop-up. And now please type IP config.
I'm on the second one.
Did you do the
IP config.
so just click this, then scroll,
IP config together, all together. IP config. And now hit enter. We have 192.168.227.136, and then we have 169, right? So guys, before doing this exercise, what happened?
It's IP config.
Config, IPCONFIG.
Okay, so then go here. And then type in IP config here.
Is it 169 a private address?
Yes, it's private, but some special private. See, the guy who knows IP addressing, he is staring at me, right? So guys, before issuing these commands, we are on VNP Win82, our second machine. Minimize this command prompt, minimize this one.
So you are not on second machine?
Yeah, he like switched the thing. So he did the
Something
IP config on the first one.
No problem, it's okay, it's not a big deal. We are on the second machine, stay here.
okay.
And minimize this.
Minimize this one?
So guys, on the machine, if you guys will see on the rightmost bottom side, it's showing Windows license valid for 90 days now, right? So please, we got what we wanna achieve by adding the network adapter that is connected to VMnet 8 net. We are going to disable this network card now. So this right underneath there is internet icon, right?
Yeah.
So right click on that, and then click on open network and sharing center.
This is the window one or this?
We have to do on both. Do on the one first and then the second. We are on the second right now. See, I'm on the second PC. What happened when fits? Zero. Good. So on this network and sharing center, please click on this second option left side, change adapter settings. And now we have two Ethernet card there.
Yes.
The written is Ethernet 1. Just right click on this and disable this.
Oh, I don't have internet access.
You don't have internet access? Did you add the second cat or not?
I think I did.
Oh,
Or I forgot.
I don't have the.
Did you get the message 90 days license or not?
Yeah, it says right here.
Getting the message.
Yeah, then you have.
It's expired.
It's practice. Also expired as well. I worked at logistics solutions. Logistics. Logistics is a logistic. But for
I have
backend,
to do.
That's done with.
it
Oh, you live in Dumbarton?
no, I live in Scarborough.
Which one is that?
Singapore.
Oh, my home now.
I can travel down there. Really
So
still.
there's a lot of traffic.
Especially when I used to take the bus. Like 2 hours, 2 minutes there. But I've been working 6 years.
I used to live down there. It's actually about Kirkland and Albion Road.
Yeah, it's near the it's opposite Networks.
Yeah.
Separate.
That time is a stable job, right? It's not stable.
That's the introduction.
Oh, so they pay well.
The pay me let me know 16, 15, it's a contract. Like
16?
50, yeah, say 16.
That is a union.
Right.
It's unionized plus you get more bonus and everything.
You could apply to get, you have heard about Trench, Canada? Trench, Canada?
Punch,
Yeah, you have heard about them? It's a Siemens company. Right in Markham.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah, French Canada.
You
Yeah.
heard about it, huh?
No, I heard about it. Yeah.
They pay well.
Yeah. Whatever the fine was.
Where did we lose?
They're manufacturing.
Yeah, but they have IT and
Oh, yeah.
project management. There's only a lot of what they manufacture.
Okay.
Something like experience and qualification.
Well, you never know.
Actually, they have in Pickering also have a
Yeah, yeah.
facility.
I work with them.
Oh, yeah.
And I work in the factory doing assembly.
Oh, I know. They're making transformer.
Well, okay, not a section of work, big transformer. You know the coil.
Oh, the coil.
Yeah,
The coil.
But so that's what we.
So you have electronics background?
No, I just go there and learn. You know.
Okay.
I'm an assembler,
Yeah, I know.
so I set up the coil, set
Yeah,
it up how to
I know.
do it.
I haven't went to your location. I went to the Scout location for interview.
Yeah, so then.
That's why I saw this.
And I'm a low level employee. I make close to 29.
29.
That's good.
But when I work overtime, it's unionized.
Union, I see that's what.
When you work overtime, no, it's recently unionized.
No, it's
Like about 3 months ago.
That's pretty good.
I
Is
get
it day shift or day shift?
oh, rotating shift. Morning, 6:30. Oh, we have 2 plants in Scarborough.
Yeah, I know.
We have one at Finch Dean, that group I used to work, I worked there.
Yeah, French too.
One they do the installation, the wife.
So on your second machine,
Yeah.
open the network and
When you
change
have
it.
you work, yeah, you will not understand.
Oh yeah, once you get used to that.
That's okay. That's not a problem. As long as you get paid.
So guys, please on your second machine, we are on the second machine.
Oh, I've Ethernet 2.
Yeah, you got internet too?
Yeah, Ethernet 2.
1 and 2.
It's okay.
0.
The second one, where it's showing network,
Yeah.
where the internet card is showing in network, right click there and disable it. And the thing we disabled the right one, if you will see the bottom on the network icon, internet icon, there will be a yellow triangle then. If we have disabled the wrong one, it will be still showing in connectivity. So now again right click on the same network and rename it. Rename it to WAN, WAN. And on the first machine, internet Ethernet ka Ethernet 0, right click and rename to LAN.
The second one is a LAN.
In the second one we disabled it, it's WAN. We went for on internet using that, so just we name it a WAN.
And the first one,
LAN, LAN, local area network. So please click on the now first machine, come to the first machine, tab for the first machine, and then access the network and sharing center by right clicking on this internet icon. Right click and then click on open network and sharing center, and then please click on change adapter settings, So click on change adapter settings and the same thing repeat it. So over here please the Ethernet 1 first disable it. Right click on disable and in the bottom see if internet gone, right? If it's gone then rename it to WAN. Right click, rename WAN. And then Ethernet 0, right click on rename and LAN, LAN. The next time we will be able to recognize which is giving us internet connectivity and which is just for the local communication. So with the names, if it's LAN, it's for local connectivity, and if it's a WAN, then it's is capable to take us out to the internet. So for wide area network,
Is it for both Windows or only for the second Windows?
we did on the both
On both.
PCs. We repeated the same steps on both. Will not let you lost.
Okay, so go here. Wait, go down.
Is this the address here?
Yeah. Copy that one.
169.
Yeah, they copy
Actually,
169.
on the second machine.
This is our 1878.
Yeah, you copy that.
So now if I IP
1878. Right. So go here
Ping down.
and now do ping this. Okay. Yeah, okay.
So 190.
No, yeah, just ping. Ping and space.
What we do when we ping, we have one IP machine address. From the second machine we are pinging to
69.
check the connectivity. So over here it's the command is ping. P-I-N-G, then space and then the address. The second machine. Type with the dot.
I think because it's a private network, it's supposed to be used for the machine.
For daily internet.
Because you disabled?
Yeah, because we disabled. Wow.
So what can be the reasons why it's not pinging the second machine? My first two friends are saying because we disabled the internet card, so it's not pinging. So why? What do you? Are they thinking right or something else?
Exception.
Yes, sir.
When we create a virtual machine, we have two network card or one network card.
When we created a virtual machine, by default it has one network card.
Okay.
We added second one. We click on the add, and then we selected the network adapter, and then we connected that network adapter to VMnet 8.
Okay.
Right? So first network adapter by default we connected it a VMnet 2.
That means we see, because before we disable, we see the Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1.
Yeah.
That means before it's only 0.
Yeah, it is just our good guess. Okay, the number is coming in the serial. It will suppose we added later, so it will be the WAN. So because after disabling we went down in the corner, we checked if still we have connectivity, internet connectivity or not. If lost, it means we disabled the right one. So if not, then we had to disable the other one and enable this one, right?
Yeah.
So right now we are unable to ping this machine, and if you guys would like to get the IP address of this machine as well, so type IP config on this machine.
It's in this machine too.
One machine. On the first machine we are right now. We are on the first machine. We ping our from first machine with the address of the second machine.
Oh yeah, but he switched.
Okay, no problem.
So yeah, that default to a second.
So IP config and hit enter, and now we have IP address of this machine as well. So note this IP address as well with the name of PC1. So first PC. 169, in my case 254.106.25. So now come to the second machine and try to ping from there. Now type on the second machine's command prompt ping space and the IP address of the first machine 169.254.106.25 in my case, and then hit enter. So guys, both machines are sitting besides, right? Both are on LAN and they are unable to ping each other. They are not communicating with each other. What can be the reason? We are stopping the class here and you guys will come up with the reasons in next class. Find out why machines are not pinging to each other. So in our networking class, the first thing is connectivity. When we will be talking about in system side, we always start from authentication, authorization and auditing. When we are in system classes, we start from authentication, authorization and auditing or accounting, AAA. But in networking classes, I always add on top connectivity. Before moving forward to authentication, authorization and auditing, the first thing is connection. Either we have connectivity or not. If we understand the connectivity, then we can move forward. So I am leaving this question with you guys. So the scenario is in front of you. What we have done so far, you guys did, we all did together. So you know what we have done, right? So why the machines are not communicating with each other? Why they are unable to connect, to communicate with each other? In next class, please come up with the valid reasons. Keep thinking throughout the week. And if family member are asking you guys something, oh no, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Can you, the notes that you were giving us on the screen?
Pardon?
The notes that you were giving us on the screen that we did today. Can
Though-
you send it?
Whatever we did today, if you guys noticed, I'm recording everything. It's recording. The guys who have given me the Gmail address, they will receive an email in their account. Go there and you will be able to watch the whole video.
Oh,
So whatever I'm speaking, what I'm doing on my laptop, it's get recorded.
okay.
In the coming classes, usually in network classes, we have to spend time on the board as well. So at that time, whatever I will be speaking, it will be in the recording. But the thing, what will be I doing on the board, that will not be the part of recording, right? Only the audio. Then what you guys can do, you guys can take the picture of the boards, and then you will listening the audio. You can have those pictures in front of you.
Okay.
So it will be the complete then lecture again, right? It will give you luxury to repeat the lecture as many times as you guys want, right? Good.
Yes.
So the Gmail address is, if you guys have given the, let me show you guys. Sometimes the people say we could not get the email guys. So when we are on this tab, whichever the machine is open right now, right click on tab, come to power, and then click on shut down guest.
Go here. And then, no, and then right click.
Right click, power, and then
Yeah.
shut down guest. And then it will be a pop-up there, so shut down over there, and it will be shutting down. Then click on the other tab. The machine is on right now. Right click, power, and shut down guest. And then for the message showing up, so shut down. So after shutting down these machines, when you guys see it's a black now, it's gone.
Yeah.
Cross this VMware workstation, and then please shut down your physical machines as well.